Okay, now, changing units in the customary system. Now, we have, as we talked about, 3 different types of these units. The first of which deals with measuring length. What were the measurements we used for length? That was the inches, feet, yards, miles. So what you'll be asked to do today is to take one measurement, convert it into what does that equal for another measurement. So how many, like if it says, how many inches are in 2 feet? There's 12 inches in 1 foot. So how many in 2 feet? 24. How many pounds are in 3 tons? 6,000. Now, some of you are going to be good with that. Some of you are going to be quick because you know the relationship. If you don't know the relationship, thank goodness that you have this chart on 254. Now, I'm going to also help you with some very important notes today. If you don't take good notes or you don't follow along to what the notes are saying, it may be a little bit of a struggle. We are going to take a look at what we have for choices in length. And we're going to make ourselves a little staircase. What's the smallest unit of measurement for length that's listed in the book under length in the blue box? Inches. I'm going to put that one all the way at the bottom. From inches, we move to what's the next biggest measurement? Josiah. Feet. From feet, we use what? Yards. And from yards, the biggest one we have for customary system, Brandon, miles. Okay? Now, I like to use this step system. And knowing that when I'm doing my conversions, I can refer to it with a plan. As I go up, if I convert from inches to feet, feet to yards, feet to miles, as I move up this staircase, I will be dividing. When I convert from a smaller unit to a larger unit, I will always divide. When I go down the staircase, I will always multiply. So when I convert from miles to yards, I will be multiplying. By what, you may ask? By what? Is there a set number that you're multiplying by every single time? No. It varies based on the relationship of the units of measure. For example, if I were to ask you, you're always going to get 2 measurements. One is known, one is not known. You start with the one that's known. 4 feet. Here is feet on my chart. Am I going up to get to inches, or am I going down to get to inches? Therefore, the operation will be multiplication. 4 times, what is the relationship between feet and inches? Find it in your chart. 12 inches equal 1 foot, right? Well, which one are you going to use? 12 or 1? 1's not going to change anything. 4 times 12 equals 48. If I were to ask you, three yards equal how many inches? How is that one just slightly different than the one we just did? We're still going down our staircase, but what? We skipped a step. We cannot necessarily skip a step without accounting for that extra step. As you go down, some of you may find it easier to take those 3 yards, convert them to feet. Find out how many feet it is, convert the feet to inches. How many steps? 1, 2. 2 steps in your problem. Or those of you that are interested in shortcuts might say, you know what? When I go from yards to feet, I know that there's 3 feet in a yard. I also know that there are 12 inches in a foot. 12 times the 3, 36. So if I simply multiply this 3 times 36, I'll get my answer. If you don't get that, then just do it straight up. So 3 times the 3 gives us 9 yards. 9 yards converted to inches is 9 times 12. 3 times 36, 9 times 12, it's going to give you the same thing, which is 108. If this is something that's somewhat foreign to you, I would just say go from yards to feet, convert, then convert the feet to inches. Okay? That would be my recommendation. Okay? Let's try a couple of these. Let's try a couple of these using the length. "60 inches equals how many feet?" Let's do that. 83 divided by 12. 12 goes into 83, you say 6 times is 72, right? So we would have 72, 11, 6 and 11/12 of a foot. What does 6 and 11/12 of a foot really mean? 6 feet, 11 inches. Right? Because if 12 represents our denominator, 12/12 equal 1 foot. 11/12 equal 11 inches. So if you set up the division problems as improper fractions, then you're covered in case it doesn't work out perfectly. Then you're covered. And vice versa. Three and 3/4 feet is equal to how many inches? Feet to inches. Multiplying by what? 12. So watch carefully. 3 and 3/4 times 12. Looks like we've got to put everything in what form? So 12 plus 3, 15, over 4, times 12, over 1. All this stuff that we've been working on. 3, 1, 15 times 3, 45 over 1 is 45 inches. If we use what we know, how to multiply with mixed numbers, how to divide using improper fractions, when you're thrown something that doesn't necessarily work out perfectly, it's not so bad. We still got a couple more of these to set up. Here was your chart for length. Hopefully we got it. We have another one for, let's use the capacity one next. Smallest for capacity, fluid ounces, followed by cups, followed by pints, quarts, and finally the big dog, gallons. As we go up, we divide. As we go down, we multiply. Take a minute and get that down. 13 cups is equal to how many pints? So let's look carefully. I know cups, that's what they give me, 13. And I'm going up to pints, which means division. So this 13 is going to be divided by something. What is the relationship? How many cups are in a pint? 2. So that 13 is being divided by 2. Or I look at it as the improper fraction, 13 over 2. 2 into 13 with 1 left, 6.5 pints. Four and 1/4 pint is equal to how many fluid ounces? Give it a shot. If I'm going to go from pints to fluid ounces, let's go pints to cups, then the cups to fluid ounces. Go 2 steps, right? As I go down, I'll be multiplying. So 4 and 1/4 times how many cups are in a pint? 2. So let's multiply that by 2. 4 times 4? Yeah, Trinity, we made some kind of mistake here. That's okay. We'll see it, Trinity. Times 2 over 1. 1, 2. 17 over 2. 8.5. Can we leave it this way for a second, though? Because we're going to need to anyway. Because I'm going to have to turn that 8.5 into an improper fraction to multiply it to the 8. Okay, so this is 17 over 2 cups equals how many fluid ounces? How many fluid ounces in a cup? 8. So multiply the 17 over 2 times 8 over 1. 4, 1, 17 times 4 is 68. We didn't have that 2 on the bottom, Trinity, for some reason. Josiah. Yeah. And so that threw everything off. But did you just keep it at 34? Did you multiply at 34 times 8? So 7th grade, you're going to need to step back as you do these problems and take a look at how many spaces you're going, how many steps you're going. If you're going to go from pints to fluid ounces, you're going to notice that you've got not just 1, but 2 steps. There's going to be 2 steps in your conversion as well. So you have to really be careful that you don't skip that second step. Let's try another one. Two and a half gallons is equal to how many cups? All right, from tons to pounds, I'm going down, so operation will be multiply. So I'm going to multiply my 5.5 times the relationship between pounds and tons. How many pounds are in a ton? So 5.5 times 2,000, which If you can't figure by looking at it and say, well, 5 times 2,000 is 10,000, plus another half a ton, which is 1,000, I should get 11,000. If you can't do that, that's fine. We're going to say 11 over 2 for the improper fraction here, and 2,000 over 1. 2 and 2,000 both have 2 in common. Okay, so that's 1,000. That's 1. 11 times 1,000 is 11,000. Six pounds is equal to how many ounces? Pounds to ounces going down. Multiply by 16. 6 times 16 is 96. Okay. Okay, now let's get down to